in 1986, my father divorced all his wives. When I was growing up, my father was living with like 100 women. So this 27 thing people talk about, I'm just looking at them like, what is people talking 27 wives? I never met these 27 wives thing. My father divorced his wives in 1986. When I was growing up, at least minimum 100 that lived in the house with him.
That's a lot.
Number one rule in Kalakuta be that no seniority for Kalakuta. So I couldn't deal. Especially when everybody's also low key, claiming to be connected to our music in some form, to our heritage. Fela left and right, Fela.
Yeah.
But then there's no reflection in their own ability to also allow us share their own platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So many of people that say, oh, Fela this, Fela that, Fela this, Fela, Fela. So that's us allowing them to share in our heritage. But what I discovered very early is that what they've been able to build through their own talents, definitely, but also through the assistance of us allowing this connection, Afrobeat, whatever it is, everybody's the new Fela, every day is another Fela, yeah.
There's a new Fela every single day.
So that's why I tell everybody, because we don't know what we are doing, we don't understand, because you can't go to Jamaica. Since Bob Marley died, there has not been anybody that has come out to say,
I knew Bob Marley.
You can't hear it. Because that's true reverence. That's true respect. So anyway, that's another story for another day.
No, it's today.
No. Please, I've not slept in a day.
I mean, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going.
And in this process of me coming to my own, I was like, well, I'm not going to play that game if truly there was that reverence for our father that people say you had. There's no reason for me to have to jump through hoops.
What's good, guys? You are on to the Link Up. Quincy Jones here. And of course, today's session is about to be the official welcome to 2025 because I have a guest in the studio that I've always wanted to speak with on a very personal note. I'm not even going to lie. I think the last time I physically had like a face-to-face was like 2017, I think, thereabout. And since that day, I said, look, this must happen. And I reached out to a couple people, something always happened, but it's happening today, and it's the best way to kick off 2025. He is, I don't know if he likes to be called that, but he's an activist, a conscious rights movement. He's also very controversial, and in my words, he is an absolute legend in the rights of being human in Nigeria as a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Seun Kuti.
Choo-choo.
Yeah. The train.
Yeah.
Welcome, Baba.
How you did? Yeah,
man. Thank you so much for coming. It's good to have you here.
Yesterday was my birthday, so I've still not slept till now, and it's 10 p.m. the next day. What time is it today? Now that
it's the time that we're recording.
I'm telling you, man, it's been a hectic 48 hours.
How was your birthday?
It was really nice. My wife threw me a surprise. My wife and my friends threw me a surprise party, so that was cool. Nice. Surprise dinner, not party. But we still ended up getting home like 5 in the morning. I don't understand.
Wait, from the dinner?
Yeah.
What? How many course meal? 25?
Bro, this Lagos, I don't know. We do too much. That's all I can say.
I mean, that's why it's Lagos, no?
Yeah.
That's where it is.
We do too much.
Well, what was your special? What was the best part for you for the birthday?
Well, just having all my closest friends around, all around for me, Let me be selfish a bit, So it was fun. That was really nice, having people come out, all sat down, shared a meal.
Who didn't show up that you would have loved to be
All the
there?
people that didn't show up are not in town.
Ah, got
Yeah. They know I'm an unforgiving friend.
you.
If you're in town, you didn't show up, you can fight for 2 years.
Wow. But it's a surprise birthday.
Yeah.
You didn't know about the
Hey,
plan.
my wife would have told me after now.
Say,
I invite this one, look, I invite this one, look. Eh. Good.
okay. It's nice to have you here, man. Where to begin? There's so much facets to your person. I think I would. Okay, let's just start from what I would call Genesis, right? Being the son of the legend Fela and Kuti himself. What was it like for you being his son growing up, watching all of these engagements from shows to people around, how he was revered and the likes?
It was normal. It was normal for me, because it was my life. That's even when people say to me like, how does it feel like being Fela's son? I'm like, I don't know. It's all I've been, I don't know how to be. I don't know how to be anyone different, anyone else.
Was there any time you felt like, oh, like I wish this fame was not this a lot, this much? Let's just calm it down.
I've never really felt like that, really, because even my dad, I always tell people that growing up, I did not know Fela was famous until I started going to school.
Really?
Yeah, my father did not carry himself with the air of a famous man.
Mm-hmm.
At home, it was quite simple, and I knew it was special, and because I knew our house was different from everybody's house. Our house was set up. The setup of our home.
Describe it to us, please. Describe it.
It's Kalakuta Republic. It was my father's compound, his commune. So it's not like a typical like home, like father, mother, kids. My father believed, being a socialist. He really believed in that communal lifestyle of sharing with everyone what was raised in the community. So our house was open. We had like 300 people living in Kalakuta.
That's
and
wild.
I used to give
That's
them
a lot
daily
of people.
allowance, weekly salary. So we had our own carpenters. Everybody shall give you work. You start working. You'll be doing something in the Republic, sha. So that's how I grew up. So I always knew in that aspect, like, our house is kind of different from all my other friends. When I go to their house, it's just them and their parents. Like,
yeah. Like, where are the uncles and the aunties?
There's no seniority in Kalakuta.
Yeah?
Nobody's your uncle.
Oh, are you calling everyone by name?
Even Fela is calling Fela. We're not even allowed to call Fela dad or father or papa or bab.
For real?
Fela is, yes, so everybody calls him by his name. So number one rule in Kalakuta be that no seniority for Kalakuta.
Okay. Now, another part to this is that one they bust my head. But I just imagine that I call my father by his first name, the upper cut, for don't collect. But I mean, it's a different world, isn't it?
Now, yeah, well, he just didn't believe in bearing titles. He rather bear his name, which I understood. And I still understand. My daughter called me my name sometimes when she wants to feel cool around her friends. Seun.
But it's okay for her to call you dad and father.
Yeah. I didn't remove that from her because it's cute. Yeah. But we couldn't call her Fela dad or anything like that. None of that shit.
Now, there are a couple of your family members or siblings that we know that are public figures. Say that, another legend, Femi Kuti, absolutely has been killing it. In short, he's the reason for a lot of people's, his presence has been the center of a lot of people's existence for a very long time. And then you have Yeni Kuti as well and the likes. Now, saying this to say, what was it like growing up with them as well?
No, that's another
It's a
common
household of superstars, though.
that's another common misconception people have. I didn't grow up with my siblings.
Oh, okay.
By the time I was born, or that I came into consciousness of being alive,
Yes.
Brafemi, Sister Yeni, Sister, they were living apart from. They were not living in the Republic.
Oh.
I did not meet Femi until I was like maybe 11 or something. First time I met him, like in my conscious state, I knew I had a brother called Femi.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. His name was ubiquitous in the Republic, but never set eyes on him. I was about 11 when I saw him for the first time.
That's something. And you guys grew close.
Yeah, I mean, we are as close as, we are thick as thieves, yeah, but so I never grew up with my siblings. Only my immediate elder sister. And because she's just 5 days older than me. So we're like twins. She was born January 5th, 1983. And I was born January 11th, 1983. So 6 days apart.
How many siblings do you have?
Two.
Do you know?
2 brothers, I know. Well, 3 brothers. It used to be 2, but we met another brother in Australia. So 3 brothers.
You
and
met him
3
like
sisters.
you say it like is
Yeah, because nobody knew my dad had him. Even my dad didn't know he had him. Only his mom knew she had him for my dad. But that's his own story to tell one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, we have an extra sibling in Australia.
So you're not as much as we would have assumed.
No.
So there's this there's the possible myth of having how many wives?
It wasn't a myth.
It is true.
Yeah, my dad had 27 wives. But that was even small. In 1986, my father divorced all his wives. When I was growing up, my father was living with like 100 women. So this 27 thing people talk about, I'm just looking at them like, what are people talking 27 wives? I never met these 27 wives thing. My father divorced his wives in 1986. When I was growing up, at least minimum 100 that lived in the house with him.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, one more possible myth before we wrap on this angle would be, so there's this story about a certain car that belonged to a person in the government at the time. And the story says that your dad allegedly bought the car and stuffed it with tomatoes.
Myth.
Myth
Urban legend.
or true?
Urban legend.
Urban legend.
So I heard the story growing up,
Yes.
When I told my dad, he was like, do you think I'm crazy? I go and buy a Concord that time and I'll stuff you. You think they want people to think I'm mad. That's why they say these kind of things. Yeah.
So that didn't happen too.
No, I knew it didn't happen, no, for sure it didn't happen.
So at what point did you decide, look, Seun Kuti has to stand as an artist on his own?
I've always stood as an artist on my own. I mean, I've never been anything other than myself as an artist. Yes, I grew out of my family's musical traditions, but I've never been one that was a mimic of anything or a gimmick of any sort or a copy of anything. I've just always been me. Yeah.
Well, what was the family tradition that you stepped away from?
I didn't step away from any family tradition, but I grew out of, meaning I came out of the musical tradition of my family. I mean, that's where I come out from.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
I left
okay.
it.
I thought I assumed that you left. Or maybe you were a rapper at some point.
I said I left.
No.
That's, so, because nothing really comes from nothing, That's something everybody must know. Nothing comes from nothing. Even Fela wouldn't be Fela if it wasn't Fumilayo's son. And people also forget that my father's father, my granddad, was a recorded artist. My great-grandfather was the first artist to be recorded in West Africa. So we share a very deep musical tradition in my family. So my father came out of those traditions as well. So have I.
and we absolutely love it. Now, I want to highlight that I think that to the general public, in terms of Seun Kuti's music, there's a bit of a timeline. No, I'm not using that word. So essentially, there's some parts of your musical journey that has been oblivious to quite a number of Nigerians, right? So can you walk us through? So it seems like you've been making music and you were, what's the word? Out of the country making music for a long time. Was
No,
that
no, no,
true?
no. I've always been here, but it's just, and I think maybe it was a mistake on my part that in the beginning of my career, I focused largely on the international market. I didn't really pay any mind to the Nigerian market because there were too many, even at that time for me, I just felt like there were too many gatekeepers.
It's worse now, isn't it?
Too many people that felt like it was appropriate to call a cow your uncle because you want to eat meat. As Yoruba people say.
Wait, my little brother.
Yeah. So I couldn't deal. Especially when everybody's also low key, claiming to be connected to our music in some form, to our heritage. Fela left and right, fella.
Yeah.
But then there's no reflection in their own ability to also allow us share their own platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So many of people that say, oh, fella this, fella that, fella this, fella, fella. So that's us allowing them to share in our heritage. But what I discovered very early is that what they've been able to build through their own talents, definitely, but also through the assistance of us allowing this connection, Afrobeat, whatever it is, everybody's the new fella, every day is another fella, yeah.
There's a new fella every single day.
So that's why I tell everybody, because we don't know what we are doing. We don't understand, because you can't go to Jamaica. Since Bob Marley died, there has not been anybody that has come out to say,
I knew Bob Marley.
You can't hear it. Because that's true reverence. That's true respect. So anyway, that's another story for another day.
No, it's today.
No. Please, I've not slept in a day.
I mean, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going.
And in this process of me coming to my own, I was like, well, I'm not going to play that game if truly there was that reverence for our father that people say you had. There's no reason for me to have to jump through hoops. You understand? We must be able to benefit from that in some way. If that is not happening, because I know a lot of people whose parents were legends in their countries, that are musicians, and I see the way the industry in their countries engage with them.
Yes.
So if that kind of engagement doesn't exist for us, then why am I wasting my time? But I was young at the same time, I was young, I was full of hubris. If I was not allowed to handle it differently. So I just what? Fuck everything.
How are you handling it now?
And my first deal was with Warner Brothers and Total. So as soon as I got my first deal, I was like, oh, man.
Everybody get out.
I don't even want to hear anything. Onward, let's go, guys.
Yeah.
But then my fame, my success grew internationally very well. But then there's a situation in Nigeria back then, maybe even up to 5 years ago, I'm not joking. Like everybody knows my name, Seun Kuti, but people didn't even know what I look like.
Facts.
So because that's how withdrawn I was from the whole Nigerian scene. I just wasn't impressed.
Every video of you at the time in the media was you playing with ton of white people at this large ass concert, that large ass. No, for real, it's the truth.
Yeah. I mean, we've done most of the but the next step now, let's go there, but of my ambitions, don't need to discuss that.
Oh,
but I'm just saying,
okay.
yeah. I'm just saying, though, so for a long time, I've just been grinding, been on the road touring, but I've always lived here. But I'm on tour for 3 months. I come back for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm back on the road for another 2 months. So that's how I've always survived all my life. And but as I grew older, I also understood more the importance of how my art relates to the advancement of my people. How do we now take this a step further? There must be some kind of dialogue with my people. I must, in some way, be able to influence the consciousness of my people. And I can't do that by being some international star. That doesn't really so. Well, big ups my big bro. He started allowing me play at the shrine, which was the beginning of that, to get a bass here, to start playing. But me being the lazy twat that I am, my brother is 62. He plays 2 times, sometimes 3 times a week. Me, once a month, Because I've been touring all year. When I get home, I just want to stay in one place. And when I hear we have a show in Seun, I'm like, oh, please, once a month. I can't do every week, please. So everybody in my band is pissed off because that was, what can I say? I can't. So yeah, that was basically the thing behind it. It wasn't like, oh, it was because I presented myself and nothing happened. No, I just never really presented myself to the Nigerian market on time. So now we're changing that around.
Yeah, we see that. We see that. So there's the I mean, it's one person, but there's the conscious side of you as well. Pick up your phone, make these videos, and have these conversations, right? Genuine conversations about what's going on in the country, what's going on in the system, how we can be a lot better, and calling out certain events, that seem a certain way. At what point did you decide to do that as well, or to start that?
Well, low key, I've always done that, but we just have the technology now to have discussions we normally just have in the sitting room. You can now be in your sitting room and decide to have that conversation with the whole world, So, yeah, technology has allowed that to happen, But I've always been one that has been engaged in some kind of revolutionary work.
Yes.
One of the... Okay.
Please speak.
Yeah, of course. One of the greatest tragedies of our country
would be
is that our elders deliberately did not educate us to understand that national development cannot be divorced from national talent. That it is that your talent as a Nigerian, first and foremost, in whatever field, must be to the advancement of your country and your people. And that is the greatest achievement you can have with your talent, is to have used it in some way. But we are educated, in an imperialist way. We're in this capitalist consciousness also, where our elites educate us to individualize our talents.
Yes.
So a doctor is not a doctor because he wants his country to be healthy. He's a doctor because he wants to make money when people are sick.
Mm-hmm.
A lawyer is not a lawyer because he wants a more just country. You have to be a lawyer so that you can make more money from when people get into trouble for your clients. You're not there to advance the law or create a more just society by even confronting unjust laws, looking for ways that our constitution can be improved constantly.
Yes.
Finding legal ways to bring the resources closer to the people. These are things our lawyers can do. Our engineers, we have to build bridge, go and call all those kind of things. Nigeria graduates thousands of engineers every year.
Yes.
Which leads me to another conundrum I always point out to people. My political mentor pointed this out to me.
Who's that?
His name is Diallo Kenyatta. He lives in Chicago. He's an American. He's an African American, as they say. But he's an African, It is important that we understand, the manifestations of these things in our society and how glaring it is. And it is the same in where it is fascinating is that when you have the correct analysis of our issues, you find that those things are the same everywhere African people exist. As I said, African American to you, they're Africans to me. Jamaicans are Africans. Wherever we are, Caribbean, all the diaspora, wherever they have put us through imperialism, you find this to be true. For example, in Nigeria, we have more schools in Nigeria today than we did in 1970. But we have less education today than we did in 1970. There are more hospitals and doctors in Nigeria today than 1970. But life expectancy today is lower.
It's lower, yeah.
So, more police, less security.
What's the
more
long
banks?
What's the long-term solution?
More
to
banks,
this?
more poverty. The more lawyers and judges we get, the more injustice, the more whatever it is that's supposed to be institutions.
There's more of it and less results.
The more of it that because these institutions are not created in service. As I said, we that are supposed to even run these institutions are not raised to connect our talents to national development. In fact, you're a fool if you sacrifice anything for your country.
Apparently.
It's just stupid. It's a stupid thing to do.
Yes.
Because we've been trained to believe that Africa and Africans are not a good enough reason to do anything. So the solution, if this is the case, if you believe it is the case, then the solution must be that you must now consciously have a mind shift and make yourself believe that Africans and Africa are worth everything. That's the solution. That we are able to put our country and our countrymen and women in our thoughts, in our actions. That this thing I'm doing, how does it benefit my country? How does it benefit my people?
So there's I want to highlight this because I've been following it the moment I came across it. MOP, right? I've been following. I love what the posts are every single time. I don't know how to register. I'm sorry.
I'll show you.
I think that I can lend some what's it called? Some hand in there on how the structure for the social media could be at least, But I'm saying this to say I've been following. I watch a lot of all of the posts. They're super conscious and super educated, but I feel that, well, no, it's not what I feel. What's the end goal for MOP?
It's to become a political party, and to be able to raise representation for the people from amongst the people.
But it seems it's been, I think I saw one of your videos where you say it's been shut down or it was not accepted or something like that.
The INEC portal is shut down of registration.
Okay.
They've shut it down since 2022. Just before the election. They can't register parties after the election is over. So INEC has been claiming since then that all the by-elections also are part of that election. So before they open the portal, we have to wait for every single by-election to finish. Which by the time they are done,
Another
they are in the
election would have
next election.
started.
Then I say, oh, you cannot register because
So
of that
it's
election.
almost shut down for life.
Yeah. So the elites of Nigeria, and really I believe because of MOP, they just started because this didn't used to happen. But as soon as we send them a letter of intent and they replied, all these kind of things started to happen in registering a political party in this country. But nothing good comes easy. So yeah, what I believe is that the Nigerian professionals, all these great talents that we have in this country, is our duty to have a mind shift. We must understand that the ancestors have given us this few comforts within oppression, not to lord it over our multitude of brothers and sisters that do not have, but to build bridges to them, to show them the world that they have been locked out of, to explain it to them, and to come together with them to create the country that we want to live in. It's not these elites, these bankers, these oil people, these politicians and their children and their wives and girlfriends and their friends and hang-arounds and psychopaths and all these people that they have and their entertainers. They're not going to be the ones to liberate us. They have no interest in doing that. It is those of us that are outside of it that bear the brunt of it. Where we have been deceived the most, Sha, is that many of us believe that one day, it's going to be our turn to join this party.
And that's where the problem is. So I want to highlight something and I want your view on that.
It's easy for people to think like these are the same people that think, the world is going to end one day. Trumpet's going to sound.
Yeah, they say it's 2019. The Mayans said 20 what?
How can you see the end of something you don't see the beginning? Come on.
That's facts. So, politically, I think that the average Nigerian might be naive to say,
no, we're not naive. We are deceived. I call it the African industry of distraction, AID. It is very big. Billions of dollars is spent every year in distracting the African from himself, from his reality. It's a big industry. As long as you can point the African away from his reality, this system pays a lot for that. It is one of the most cherished weapons against African people, distraction. And it's non-stop, it's relentless. It's billions of dollars a year, man. It's a lot of money to spend on,
getting people's minds
on deceiving people, on the propaganda of, that's why you find us engaged in all the wars except the ones we need for ourselves. Gender war, we are there. Jollof war, we are there. All this war up and down.
But we can't defend our jollof.
We are there. The war on poverty, we are not there.
Nope. Yes, apparently. Because everyone's trying to fend for himself.
So it is deliberate. It is the same people that will not allow you to sing about killing a dog on the radio, that will give you $10 million because you sang a song about killing black people. You understand?
Yes.
But at the same time, Africans, we should, understand that we cannot be comparing ourselves to European pets and dogs and cats because they pass us for life. No, it's true. The pet food industry in America alone, last I checked, was about $69 billion a year. America alone. I've not added Canada.
Pet food.
The pet food industry alone. I've not added pet grooming, pet health, and then the grooming. Just the 69. How much is Nigeria's budget this year?
I don't remember.
More shop will $50 billion. Someone should check it. it no reach $50 billion. Pet food alone.
That is crazy.
This is why I tell people, like, this is why we must resist a system that has put the feeding of European, as Chiwenzu said this so explicitly in his book, The West and the Rest of Us, a system that has put the well-being of European dogs and cats ahead of Africa. And they convince us to subscribe and to run the race and think that one day.
Yeah, they carry Lekki dog up and down Lekki today.
So that we must understand that there's a lot of money spent for us not to live as African people. Because Dr. Amos Wilson said, to be an African and not be revolutionary in this system is to willingly agree to be out of your mind. That Black people must agree to be out of their minds. Because the moment you just take 1 second to dwell in your mind, you know you have to do something. You know things ain't right. We all know it. So the distraction has to be constant, and you two have to agree to live out of your mind. You know, escapism, as they say. That's a story for another day again.
The stories for another day, don't they plenty?
Yes, bro.
But so let's talk on what your goal would be when MOP is officially registered. Because I think that quite a number of people like myself are interested in the party. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, there's already AAC as well. You know, the African Action Congress that Sowore leads.
Yes.
You know, that shares similar, not the same, but similar ideologies, different strategies.
Why are they not the same? Okay.
The answer to Nigeria's liberation is not in one person's mind. The answer to our developmental, infrastructural issues are not in the mind of one genius savior. It is locked little bits in the minds of all of us. Little bits and pieces of the solution. Parts of the puzzle is just locked in everybody. But until we decide to organize together under that ideology of national development to really build our nation, it is in these conversations that our culture, the new real national culture, will develop. And also, we'll be able to see the genius in our different ways of doing things, and this puzzle will be coming together. But we've never had that national conversation, you know?
And we have the tools.
Yes, we have the tools, we as the professionals of Nigeria. But we are more interested, you know, the bankers are more interested. Because they need us. Without us, they can't put their family, you know, they cannot run this charade. They need us, they need our talents, you know. They need the people on the radio, they need people on TV, they need every banker, people working in the banks, people working in the oil companies, the civil servants. They need us to believe their lie, or at least, you know, believe our own lie that we are more special than everybody else. So we will make it, you know.
Speaking to the oneness that you preached, right? Would there be the possibility of yourself, that's MOP, and Sowore's party merging? Would there be a possible merger?
I don't know. I'm not one to predict the future. I'm not TB. I'm not TB Joshua. Predict everything and then just then slump and just die. Didn't know you were going. Anyway, let me not go there. Not speak ill of the dead. It's not good. So, but no, I don't believe in predicting the future. I like concrete analysis, you know, that comes from research.
Yes.
You know, and, you know, historical precedents. Nothing is new under the sun. Everybody knows that. Sowore and I have a strong relationship, you know. He's my senior brother, you know. And it comes from good pedigree. And that's what I'm saying. You know, that's how you see the power of the people that run this country. You know, they own the media. Basically, I always say to people, like, you know, to understand Yeah, how many of you receive calls from Femi and Kuti? You see,
Sorry?
Femi and Kuti is calling me. Those have you
No,
received
please,
calls
please hold on.
from
The
Femi
camera
Kuti?
needs to see it. So
But
the
I
camera
cannot.
can see it.
Let me answer. My brother is too stingy. He can dash you his finger, he can dash you his heart, can't dash you money.
So can that be on record?
I just said it now.
Okay.
My brother can give you anything in this world that he has except money. If you ask him for his eye, he will give you. That's how nice he is. But don't ask him for money. And no, I even stop because it's just nice. He always extends into some kind of conversation about the amount of kids he has. Me, I have only one child. I should have all these children. Me, I'm wicked. All those kind of things. You know, he flips it so, so you just generally now stop asking.
Justified.
You just stop asking. But sometimes I still try. And as you saw just now,
yes,
it's quickly shut down.
You got the whiskey though.
Yes, but I got whiskey. I said he could give you anything. Just don't ask him for money.
Okay.
There's a difference. I'm not telling you that he's stingy. My brother is one of the most generous people I know. He will generally take the shirt off his back and give it to you.
Yes.
But don't ask him for money. Respect yourself.
Got you. Okay. I want to highlight you working with the Egypt 80 band.
In fact, my elder sister,
Hey.
Auntie Yenny,
yes,
she told me Brafemi dashed her money. When he dashed her the money, she collapsed. That's how shocked she was. Exactly. So, exactly. So, yeah.
Okay. Did you ask for your own after?
Are you not witness that?
Yes.
You saw the sermon.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Where do we pick up?
I don't know. This is your show.
All right.
See, I want to go to. I have court tomorrow morning.
You will go to the court. There's a lot to talk about. We need to talk about your music, right? And I think that some people caught onto it. Some people missed it, or might have missed it. But one of the topmost collaborations in the history of music and mankind was yourself and Damian Marley making records.
Yeah.
Right. And music is my life.
Mine too.
These are probably the two foremost families, right? And you have two of some of the most represented individuals from these families, right, to make a joint record together.
Yeah, because it was just weird that our families had never made music. My dad never did anything.
I think so too.
My dad never did anything with Bob.
Why? Why didn't that happen though?
I don't know. I can't be second guessing too much.
You and Damian Marley made a record.
My brother and Ziggy, although they've done shows together, they never made a song together, So I think it was just like, this was the time the ancestors approved. It'll be third generation, And once that's the destiny, that's what's going to happen.
Must come to pass.
Yeah.
How long did you guys work on the song for?
No. I'd already written the song. So when I told him I wanted him to be on my record, he just said I should send him all the songs. And if you listen to my record, the song I thought he was going to pick is Stand Well. I want to play it tonight. What you think? I know you guys want me to play it day, but
Okay.
Really,
so you wanted him to be
I'm
on
already
Stand Well.
transitioning away from this Heavier Yet album into my next project. But my manager, when he heard the new songs, because I have a habit of playing my new songs everywhere willy-nilly and recording it. Like if I come to this show now, just play it and give you an unreleased track, you have it, you'll be playing to the world, it's not even out. But he would not let me do that.
Yes.
With my new material. I can play it live on stage, but not let me play it in a studio saying like this.
Yeah.
That's not going to be on the internet like full track. you know. But that's me. For me, that's the joy of music. That's why I do what I do. I want to be able to play a song that nobody has heard before, and then everybody's impressed with it. Not because some radio VJ has played it 100 times, and it's almost like you don't even know why you like it. You just know that you like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are many songs that the first time I heard it, I'm like, what is this crap?
What song was that?
Maybe they can't beat me for streets.
Who want beat you?
Maybe they beat me for street.
Please stop.
That's why they always talk. Who want beat you? You know they jail. Who want beat you?
Who want beat you?
No worry about this
song. The world can collapse.
After radio, don't play am like 900 times in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Before you know, you just already sing out for yourself.
Yeah. Repetition is the father of learning, isn't it?
Yeah, so I like to for me, it's a thing of joy when I'm able to just premiere my song. Like at the last show I did with my brother and my nephew at the Shrine on the 29th, our big show we always do, Father, Son, and Holy Smoke. You know, I played a new song, and the next day I kid you not, maybe 100 messages in my DMs. People just, what's the name of this song? I've been checking Spotify. What's the name of this song? I've been looking at Shazam. I tried to Shazam. I say, he's not. I don't reply them. I just say, he's not out. You never heard it before. It's my thing. Just wait, relax.
When would that be out? It's 2025
I don't know.
Already.
I want to record this year, but my team, they are adamant that I cannot record this year. I cannot release a project this year. They say, okay, I can record this year, but I cannot release the volume 2 of my project this year, which for me is very sad.
Why?
I really wanted to put it out.
Why is that?
Because I have so many things coming out this year as well. Listen,
okay.
In a way, low-key, I always say I'm lazy. But in a way, I'm working so much. But I now realize that I'm right. I am lazy. All the things I'm doing, I'm reluctantly willing to do them. So it's not as if I'm like, yay, let's go. See me and my brother discussing the studio issue.
Yes.
He knows I'm always the last to arrive. Like, make sure you're not going to the book launch. I was like, don't worry. But you won't understand how funny that joke is. It's an inside joke. Anyway, so for me, but funny enough, I look in front of me, I'm doing so much. I'm constantly just working. And I'm like, you cannot take my laziness from me. I cherish it.
You want to own it.
I love it.
No space.
No, because see, capitalism is a bitch. It's really a bitch. The way it fucks with human beings, even the time you just relax as a human being, you just want to relax, you'll be feeling bad in your mind like you're supposed to be doing something. Why am I resting? Oh my God, why am I resting? It's unnatural, fam. It's unnatural.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah, because of the system we dwell under. It's unnatural. Human beings are not supposed to come here and do 9 to 5. That's not why we're here.
So why are we here?
We're here to reconnect with our best, to become our best selves. It's a journey of becoming your best self. Looking at your life and enjoying life, enjoying the stars, smelling the flowers,
Without working?
I would like African people, yes, without working. I would like African people to read about the history of work in Africa. When did African people start working? When you mean you go and toil and then somebody pays you for your labor.
Wages paid.
African people started working maybe 100 years ago by force. In Congo, they used to chop off the hands of the children if their parents refused to work. That's how they made us work. Africans couldn't understand. What do you mean work for you? Those are the kind of things they don't teach us, so we don't know the history of this thing, how we started working. We think everybody just worked. They work, you must work. Earn a living. Nobody has questioned that. You must earn a living. Motherfucker, I'm alive. Who give you the audacity to tell me to earn the living? Did you give me the life? But now I have to earn it.
They mean financial living.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Yeah, but financially what? Financially to buy the things that were already here. Nobody brought it here. To understand the world, one must be class conscious. We must see ourselves, we the working class and poor people must see ourselves as one person. They look at the rich and the elite and these politicians and as one person. And the game is slavery. when this one person owned you, when this guy owned this guy before, these two people exist. This guy was the owner of this guy. But when he owned this guy, so that guy can work for him in his factory, or no, in his farm, in pig cutting. He must provide him housing, give him some clothes to wear, feed him. When he's sick, he must treat him. All those things were provided to the slave for free. So he can work in the fields. Entertainment.
And now this HMOs and
this same guy now said, okay, there's no more. The other guy said, I'm not doing it again. I'm not a slave anymore. He said, okay, now you are free. Okay, fine. Come and still do the work. I'll pay you for it. But now this money I'm paying you, you have to come and buy the same health I give you for free from me. The same guy that gave you your salary, owns all the schools, owns all the healthcare, owns all the housing, who owns all the food, owns everything. You work and then you give him money back to buy the services that he owns. You know, that's wage slavery. You know, and for me too, I don't believe that human beings should sell their labor to anybody. Is it okay to sell your hand for money?
Absolutely not.
Your eye,
No.
your ear, your tongue? No. What part of you is your labor that makes it okay to sell it? I feel my labor is a part of me the way my eyes are a part of me. The way my hands are a part of me. And if it's not okay for me to sell my hand to anybody for money, why do we live in a world where we are convinced to sell our labor to survive? If you're my age in Africa, most likely your grandfather is a homeowner. Maybe not your father, because by our father's time, homelessness don't come. But my grandfather, if you are 40 and above, your grandfather is definitely a homeowner. Who did he work for to build a house?
I mean, they must have engaged in some form of work.
Work is wage. If I work, to be resourceful, to be productive, it's different from working. It's different from employment. You understand? Yes, of course, they were not lazy men just drinking all day. Yes, they were productive. But they didn't go to work. They didn't work in anybody's factory. They worked, if you're going to use the word work, then they work for themselves.
Yeah, there was no industrialization at the time.
There was massive industrialization happening. I mean, we had Smiths, Yorubas, for example, we had our cotton, all these.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, although they were nascent industries, but they were industries. And they were killed off with colonialism, but they existed and not far behind. In fact, many of the European ones were behind ours until they met us and started. That's another story for another day.
I think so. I think so. I want to talk about your music. Would you honor me that, please?
Yeah. But
that's
what my music is.
I also want to talk about...
is our story, is our history, is our existence, is our consciousness.
True.
There's no divorcing
the person from the music.
Our reality from our art, if it's genuine.
Yes.
Any art that does not talk about what the majority of Africans are experiencing cannot be called art.
What do you think of Burna Boy's music?
It's good. Then all music is good music.
What do you think of Burna Boy? There's this particular rollout that had the indignation of Fela and Kuti with it. It's like,
what?
he respects and reverse Fela.
Oh, okay.
And then he had the chain as well.
He had given me the chain.
The chain is with you?
It's with me. It's locked in my safe in my house right now.
As a gift?
Yeah. It's like, he gave it to me like 3 weeks ago.
That is amazing.
Yep. Burna is cool like that.
Interesting. I mean, anybody hear of that?
Yeah, I posted it and everybody heard. Everybody was jealous.
Yeah.
The haters were jealous. Like, I got diamond. Yeah.
Okay. I want us to talk about this collaboration.
Yeah, but see,
Seun and Kuti
there's no such thing as bad music. Let me just tell you that.
Damian Marley. When I played your body of work and I got to that song, I ran mad. I said, why is nobody talking about this record? This is one for, which one be one for the books?
Everybody's talking about the record.
No.
We are
As much
not.
as it should be spoken about.
We are not everybody. You know, that's another thing. Like when somebody like I know a guy that knows the president
Of
Nigeria,
Okay.
Asiwaju, and he waxes lyrical about how great of a guy the president is. So I said to him, I'm not saying you are lying. I agree with you, perfect. And your experiences with him are completely valid. But you are not everybody.
Yes. So is the feeling
The
of
fact that
music.
somebody is good to you doesn't make him a good person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Valid point.
So we in Nigeria, we do that shit a lot. Like, because it's good to us, we
It's a
expect
good
everybody
person.
to.
Everybody must rally around. Interesting. So are we referencing that to, or likening that to this particular song, or?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
I'm just saying in general. Like,
How did you guys make this song?
I wrote it. Oh, so I was saying to you before we veered off and started discussing all this stuff.
Yes, you spoke to Fela.
No. I sent all my album, all the tracks on the album to Damien. I thought we were going to pick Stand Well, which is more Caribbean. It had like a Caribbean feel.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was surprised when he picked Day. I didn't think he would pick Day. And for me, that just shows the man's dexterity as an artist, you know, to pick something also that he felt that was outside of his own box. And I was elated, you know, and yeah. At least
Voice was sent back to you.
Yeah, he sent it back to me because he was in early at the time, you know, and I couldn't make it to see him at that time because I was touring as well. So yeah, but you know, our teams are quite close also. My manager is very good friends with his manager. I've met him a few times too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Have you guys met since you made the song?
No.
Will there be
I'm
a
not
video
seeing
to the song?
I don't
you
think
please
so.
make a video?
I don't think so.
I think that a lot of us
I wanted
would
to
like
make a video, but I wanted to make a video except with only if both of us were available to be in the video. But then our schedules,
It has to be.
But our schedules just did not line up. Our schedules did not line up. You know, and now it's too late.
It is?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because next things, listen.
Something else has to.
On to the next.
But this, okay. Sorry, not me. The reason I'm.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's okay. See, listen. It is okay. Okay, you know Van Gogh's story, right?
Which part?
Van Gogh.
Yes, I know. The
so-called greatest painter that ever,
yes.
the artist that ever. You know, he died broke, penniless, buried in an unmarked grave. Nobody even knows where he was buried. And in his time, they called his art shit.
Very peculiar to the art world, but yeah.
Everybody condemned it. Nobody liked it. But today, Van Gogh is dead though, but his work speaks volumes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, you know, the validation of, that's why I said there's no such thing as bad music. It's time, maybe it's either ahead of its time, you know, or it has come too late. But at the same time revolves around in a cycle. So everybody will come back to it at some point or discover it at some point or, you know, so yeah.
And then you made the Day record with Don Letts. There's a remix.
The remix, yeah.
Of the song.
That was a quite successful remix. It was a reggae remix, actually. We did a dancehall remix. But the original project itself was executive produced by Lenny Kravitz. Yeah. So when I was telling you before that Zoe Kravitz was serving me drinks, it was because I was in her father's house, you know. So I got to.
I think there was a video that made rounds of her.
No, that was Willow Smith.
Okay, that was Willow Smith. That was
We're
Willow
hanging
Smith.
out in Hollywood.
Yes, that was Willow Smith.
That's another day entirely. A story for another day.
I totally understand that this is your everyday experience, but I would like you to. I want to know how you felt about these things, essentially. So I think that there's not enough documentation as to the person that are the artists that we come across and listen to, right? So I think that one of the best connections would be replaying or relaying these emotions. How did that feel to you?
Honestly speaking, it was after I met her, that's Willow Smith.
Yes.
I went to check her music. I wish I had checked out her music and knew her music before I met her.
She's pretty big.
Not that she's big, she's a really good musician.
Yes.
You know
she
that
is.
not the, you know, as a musician myself, that has been lucky enough to be successful in music. One thing you find out is that the majority of successful musicians are terrible at musicians. Just terrible. Terrible. Like, not that I'm saying they are terrible people.
At the craft.
Some of them are terrible people too. And then they are terrible people because they don't want you to get too close to them so you don't discover that they are terrible artists. You know, that everything is just like a gimmick. And so their arrogance and their, what's the word, haughtiness, is basically a defense mechanism so you don't see that they are shitty artists.
Yes.
Yeah, I discovered that a lot. If there's something the music industry has taught me, that's it. So many crap musicians out there.
Okay. But earlier you had said there's no bad song.
There's no such thing as bad music. There's no bad music. Like, who are you to say music is bad? But they are terrible musicians. That's a different thing.
Oh, got you. That was the end of the phrase that we did. Okay. Now, what's the plan for 2025? You said you have a lot of things planned. What are we expecting?
I do. What
concert? Will there be a concert?
I can't say the context of things in general, but I'm recording with my brother. Actually, I'm in the studio with my brother and my nephew, but I can't say what we're doing. I can't discuss the context of what we're doing, but yeah, I'm doing that. Concerts. Well, I'm opening. My tour starts on the 4th of March this year. I open for Lenny Kravitz for a week.
Ooh.
Then I'm off. I'm off to the States. We're doing Coachella this year. We're doing New Orleans Jazz. I have a lot of serious dates. I have a 4-night residency in at the Blue Note in New York. It's a long summer. I start in March. I say summer, spring/summer. I start in March and I finish in August. And I think I have South America in November.
It doesn't seem too exciting. It seems exhausting for you.
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's hard work, but somebody's got to do it.
And that's you. Because you getting paid for it.
Somebody has to do it,
Okay. Now, this is pretty. If you were to fix something in the Nigerian music industry, being as exposed as you are, right, working with international labels, touring in multiple international countries outside of Africa, if you were to fix something as quick as possible, because I think we still have time to adjust things in our entertainment system. If you were to fix something, what would it be?
I would elevate the consciousness of musicians.
To what level?
What do
they need to see?
But I would elevate, if I could fix it, what I would do is to really give musicians the opportunity to really elevate in their mindset. And for me, really understand the purpose of art, the power that they have. As an artist, the power you have, is so immense. It's almost, it's almost godlike. Apart from the fact that you're a creator that just creates music. I say to people, like, without me, none of my compositions will exist.
Yes.
So this is some, godlike complex already happening. But then people that engage, they don't even know you. But through this art, they become beholden to you. They argue your matter as if you are their family. They put your picture in their house. People actually are in love with you. You know, as African people, we take that for granted. We don't understand that love is such a powerful thing. Because now love I go chop.
No.
You know. So we don't understand that what a man desires is how he lives life. You live your life based on what you need from life. That's your desire. The way you greet people, the way you enter the car, the way you drive, the way you sleep, the way you wake up. Just what I tell people, like, selling your labor, like, it's slavery. Yes. I tell you, like, if you take salary, you are enslaved. Because people think slavery is that they put chain in your neck, they are whipping you every day, you are working from dusk to dawn without getting paid. That's not slavery. That's just bad treatment. The people that still being treated like that in factories in China. But it doesn't mean they are slaves. They are getting paid salary. Slavery is when somebody else has control over the quality of your existence. Meaning the person determines when you sleep, when you wake up, what you can buy,
things that should come natural,
where you can go, how much time you can spend with your family, you know, and that's exactly what your job does.
Yes,
you know. So it's wage slavery, because your job determines when you sleep, determines when you wake up.
Yes,
where you can go, where you can't go, when you can go there, when you can't go there.
Yes.
You know, how much time you have to spend with your family. Some people, because of their job, they don't even see their kids. I have a friend that lives in Lagos and send the children to boarding house in Lagos. I'm like, say to him, okay, money. Today, what is like? Anyway. So it is based on this kind of ideals,
yes,
that we as artists must be able to paint a better picture for our people. It is our duty to be alternative, to show people that they can exist, that there is another way, that there is another way. We shouldn't be the ones cementing them into their position, basically. So if I could change anything now in the Nigerian music industry, it would definitely be to elevate
the
consciousness of the artists.
Let me
so it aligns more with the people.
Okay, I want to touch on something. I recently rewatched the movie. I think it's The Harder They Fall. I think it was a Jay-Z movie.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it,
I didn't watch the movie to the end.
Oh, really?
No.
Why?
I watched it to the part where they actually played my father's song in it, because we were expecting the check. So I was just checking to be sure that they used it, so there will be no stories, that the check was coming.
That's all?
That's all now.
You don't watch movies?
I do watch movies. I love movies.
Why did you not finish the movie?
It wasn't... Let me not say anything.
Till like the tail...
Let me not say
almost
anything.
The tail end, but when the action was...
Let me not say anything, because, I mean...
Do you watch Nigerian movies?
Only the ones that do not... how would I put it? I only watch Nigerian movies that do not create disunity among Nigerian people. I feel one of the greatest weapons of the oppressors in Nigeria is Nigerian movies, and its ability to divide and individualize Nigerians. You know, there are no collective stories. All the stories are so individualistic. Most of them, not all, sorry, because some are not, and I love those ones. But most of all these films where your father is trying to kill you, your mother is trying to kill you, your sister is trying to kill you, your brother is trying to kill you.
But isn't that our it's not our reality? It's not.
And you are still alive.
I mean,
how come your own brother is not trying to kill you?
If all these people want to kill you,
if all these people want to kill you, maybe you deserve to die. It's you we should question. What are you doing that, you know?
But wait, sorry. I want to, okay, Hey, where do I go first? Okay, you know what?
My musicians still have to
Your-
go. Wait, where are my musicians go to sleep this night? It's almost midnight and you still have us here doing interview.
Okay, we'll round this up.
11:25.
We'll round this up quickly. Have you
Don't
seen the
worry.
Formula rounds on Kuti?
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
Oh, really good. Really good.
Did they do checks with you guys?
Mhm.
I don't know.
What did you say?
Did they do checks with you guys?
Yeah. I mean, my sister was in the film. My brother was in the film. My cousin was in the film too.
Why were you not in the movie?
Hmm?
Or were you not in the movie?
They didn't want to pay me enough. They wanted me to play the role that not Femi. I have a brother. I have an elder brother between Femi and I.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was in the movie. But when they told me to come and play my dad in the movie, I was like, Ashiri.
Big check.
When he now get,
Wait,
I have a code.
oh, wow.
No,
Why
I'm
didn't you
kidding.
just
I
tell
just
them?
told them I couldn't do it.
For that price.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nothing against the production. It was superb.
And the replacement, did he do well?
He's my brother now. Of course, he did well. Yeah.
Do you think you could have done better?
He's on that thing. Art is not sports. We are not doing better. You are not doing better. You are not the best. It's all subjective.
Yes.
And then this is why musicians cannot really be cool and truly have that camaraderie that we need to speak for our people, because
Why?
we are in some kind of dumbass competition. Everybody is in some competition in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism is competition, not cooperation. And when Africa thrived, we thrived because we cooperated. Well, now we live in society, even in this your office, you all spend money where everybody is competing for each other's job and opportunities. So there cannot be real love here. If this is the capitalist establishment, this cameraman, as this one said the camera, he said the camera he won't say, camera pass you. Yeah, okay. You mean Logama choose? Oh, so
Okay.
there's no real love there.
Okay. Now, before we go to the live session, what
No verse.
collaboration? Now, example. What collab? Now,
This guy, they look say, this guy don't, and I
he
want
don't cast me.
I don't want to
What
set this guy up next week. Now he said, I don't. This guy go raise up God. It's unhealthy for the bonding and camaraderie of humanity. That's why I hate the ideology. We Africans must break away from it. It's eating us up. Anyway, that's a story for another day.
Some people like myself would love certain collaborations that have not happened yet. I think that a collaboration with yourself right now, with Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido would be lovely. Why has that not happened? I know about the schedules, but
I don't know. Me as an artist, I have not really had any artistic inspiration towards something that can work with those artists in that way.
Interesting.
As I said, I don't believe in gimmicks. I don't believe in the commercialization of music. I don't believe, if you do this, it will sell. No.
It has to be original.
It has to be something that is adding something to the narrative. You understand? It brings me great pride when I see young DJs buying my first record. Like my first record is still selling. People still want to hear this music. That for me is, in a way, I think I fulfill what I've come to do. If that's the case, when I open my phone, I see people in Japan posting my LP and things like that. That for me is the shit. Like, as an artist, that's dope. I love that. So I would not want to make music that just because, right now it will give us 100 million views on YouTube. And what does this even mean? Because there are cats on YouTube too, with even 500 million views.
More views than creators.
Yes, cats. Cats flushing toilets, 500 million views. What does that mean? Is it greater than us? All of us should respect this cat and worship this cat. Is the baller, is the Odogu.
What the tortoise that predicts matches.
Oh my God. Go and look at meaning. We cannot. This is something I say. We as artists must just remove this thing from our mindsets. because it is doing more harm than good, in terms of how we are able to be productive and really share with our people.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, two things you're going to do for me. One advice to Nigerians as a whole in reference to consciousness, and then one for an artist who wants to develop his or herself.
For the artist first, there's nothing to tell an artist trying to develop themselves. I feel personally that one of the greatest attributes for any real artist is already knowing what you want. If you need someone to just tell you what you want, how to want it, you're not an artist. You're just a product, some mainstream character that has been packaged to be sold. The other one you said,
To Nigerians.
yeah, to our people, for me, is to always be a part of the solution. But to be a part of the solution means you must know what the problem is. And that takes investing in understanding, in knowledge, So raise your consciousness, raise your nation. Every country in the world, trust me, you can check it up yourself. There's no country that can rise above the consciousness of its people. The way Nigeria is today is a reflection of the collective consciousness of Nigerian people. If we want our country better, we must. That's a Seun Kuti original quote, by the way.
Really?
Yes. Because I see the type and whether I want go beat you for streets.
Beat who?
You, if you try go steal my quotes.
I know they.
You go talk to one fine girl. So you say, raise your consciousness, raise your nation.
Me self the vomiting.
But no use this one. I go tell you because when you call the right after I talk, I suspect you.
Which guy? How now? How? It's even recorded. They were going to put it out.
I have a right to suspect.
Like the Nigerian police.
I can't suspect anybody. I suspect you.
No. I'm not one of them.
Why are you telling me no? I said I suspect you.
I'm not one of them people.
Me, I suspect you.
You don't need to. I know they team.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
We are together here. We are all Nigerians.
Okay.
We push, I shove. So I feel we have to raise up. It's our duty to put the effort. It's like, Samuel Nepa, when he was yabbing me, before yabbing back, said, Nigeria is a zoo. Zoo, everybody. And it's true. But the mistake that they make is not understanding that the whole world is a zoo. Some zoos are just more fancy than the others.
Than others.
They don't zoo for Finland now. Don't show and say Finland safe na zoo. I did tell you. So we working class people must become class conscious. That's what is missing. Class consciousness is missing from our psyche. Everybody wants to become the next richest man in this one, the next Dangote, the next $1, the next, Anyway. That's
question.
For another day.
Quick question. Very random, very straight, as quick as possible. Muammar Gaddafi attempted to indirectly unify Africa through what? It's not trade system.
What Muammar Gaddafi did was
through the currency, a unified currency.
What he tried to do was Arabic colonialism of sub-Saharan Africa. Only very few Africans understood
what he was trying to do.
To single-handedly, as an Arab, unite Africa. Under what banner? We Africans, as I said, Africans are the least African people around.
We saw the benefit. I saw the benefits to it.
As I said again, Africans are the least African people around. That's
okay. All right. Thank you. So we can go for 3 hours. I would love to. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate your presence. It's an amazing moment for me and also for who's watching. Guys, look
if you want to learn about, if you want to make Muammar Gaddafi make sense.
Yes.
Watch a documentary. It's on YouTube, actually. It's called Hyper Normalization.
Hyper normalization.
Because people don't like to read, so watch film. Hyper Normalization.
Okay.
We'll talk
I'll
after
check that out. I'll check that out. I just okay. We'll just I will mention that personally. But thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate your presence. We have to do this again a day that's not after your birthday.
Yes, please.
It's been great.
And I have to be
Guys,
up at
look out
7
for
tomorrow.
the
Let me
live
go
session.
the live
You will
session.
love it.
Let's go do the live
All
session.
right, guys. We are.
So I can go home.